Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. So we've been drawing a few of the early superheroes that make up what is often called the golden era of comic books. We started by drawing the Phantom. Then last week we drew the amazing Wonder Woman. And I was about to draw the man who really launched the golden era of comic books, that being Superman, who we will get to, I promise, when my ADD got me sidetracked with the story of a character I wasn't really all that familiar with, that being Captain Marvel. For those who don't know, Captain Marvel was first seen in Whiz Comics #2, published in February of 1940 by Fawcett Comics, created by artist C.C. Beck and writer Bill Parker. Captain Marvel was clearly inspired by the success of the Superman comic series, which had started about a year before. In fact, eventually Fawcett Comics would be sued by DC for copyright infringement, which in the long run led to the publisher pulling the plug on Captain Marvel. Of course, if you know the story, you know that wasn't the end of Captain Marvel. But to go down that rabbit hole, we'd need about an hour and a half. So what do you say we just get started drawing Captain Marvel? We're going to draw the original Golden Era version of Captain Marvel step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw him again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In this action pose, Captain Marvel is about 5.5 heads tall. In other words, however tall his head is, his entire body is about 5.5 of those tall, not counting his cape, which flaps behind him. Okay, so what do you say we get started with a roadmap for Captain Marvel? So there's our roadmap for Captain Marvel. Now before I go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of Captain Marvel's action pose using simple shapes for those of you who want to screen grab, just something to help you lay out your drawing. Okay, so now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know where to put Captain Marvel's eyes, eyebrows, nose, and mouth. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for Captain Marvel. Okay, so there are the roughed out features of Captain Marvel. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw on the final details of Captain Marvel. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. Now would be the time to take a moment to look at your Captain Marvel drawing while it's still lightly sketched out and fix or change things before you commit to drawing those final lines. But even after you begin to draw those final lines, you should still be thinking about how you might improve your drawing all the way until the very end. Okay, so let's draw on the details for Captain Marvel. And that's how you do it. There you have it, from the golden era of comic books, C.C. Beck and Bill Parker's incredible Captain Marvel. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn Captain Marvel before, you cannot expect to have drawn him perfectly. You'll notice I don't spend time coloring Captain Marvel during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing the original Captain Marvel. And with that, you can draw him again and again. By all means, color him when you're done. I promise each time you draw him, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your drawing of Captain Marvel. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. Hope you're enjoying our little trip into the golden era of comic book superheroes. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.